Hey everybody, I am so sorry to be coming back on here one more time, but I left out a couple of things on my last video. That last video was very long, I know. Hold on. Okay, sorry. My daughter. Okay. The last video was an hour long, guys, and I didn't want to try to edit. I didn't want to try to retrieve that video back and then try to stick this little last part on there because you got to go through a lot in order just to stick a little piece onto a video. So I just said, let me just go ahead. Then I thought I said I'll wait till the next time that I come on, which may be next week, and then that's old news and nobody probably won't be interested in listening to it. But let me just tell y'all, can't believe I left this part out in my last video. But when I was out selling at that location last Sunday, I was in my car and I saw a young man. He looked like he probably was about 14, 15, 16. I don't know, somewhere around there. He had a mask on his face. He had a hood up on his head, but he was walking, over to the table. Now I'm behind the table. So like a little bit of a hill. But I was down right there and my table was right there. So I saw him. I said, he walking really kind of fast. I'm like, do he want to buy something? I don't think he want to buy something, because he's like a kid to me. So he gets up and he was walking so fast. And as soon as he got up to the table, he took one of the gifts and kept walking. I said, what in the world? Hold on. I said, what in the world? I couldn't believe it. I said, he looked like he's going to take something. And that's exactly what he did. He took my gift because, first of all, he must have thought that the table was just sitting there with nobody tending to the table, but I'm sitting behind. I'm not that far away from the table. So he goes and walk past, and I said, excuse me. I said, excuse me. I said, excuse me. I said, that's mine. That's mine. And he kept walking. I said, excuse me. I said, give that back to me. I said, that's mine. That's mine. And I'm like, Lord, I said, I can't even believe this, because you don't know what people have in their mind to do. That's why it's so important to pray. That's why I said, pray. Pray around your territory. Pray around, because the enemy is busy. That boy took my gift and he come walking. And I said, one more time. I said, give me that. I said, that is mine. And he took a couple more steps and he dropped it. He never turned around. He just dropped it on the ground and kept walking. Now, I was like, I went over there and I got the gift and I said, you never know what people, you just never know. I got my daughter here, but I said, I thank God that God is here. God is here. And I'm prayed around my, 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 where I was at out there. I prayed before I left and didn't I see there was a man standing right across where the Walmart is at. He was right there, um, right in the parking lot. And he saw what was going on. He was sitting, he was just like this. And I think he said if he tried to do something over there, I'll be over there to help out. He was looking, he was watching out for me. And I was like, I was after it was done and I turned around and I saw him and he was looking like that. And when he saw me turn around, he got back in his car because he was looking to see what was going on. And I think he would have came to my aid if he needed me. But guess who else was there? Firstly, it was God. And then I believe God set somebody up to be over there. And guess who else was over there? The police. The police was at the. That's why I said, Lord, I said, I'm not coming back over here. I don't believe I will be coming back over here. I ain't gonna never, we never say never. But I know 9 times out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, I don't think I'll be back over there in this section. Now the police was over there. I don't know what they was doing over there. There was something going on over there at the Walmarts, right? So all of this happened about a half an hour into me being there, and I was like, I was almost ready to leave. I said, this young man, I said, you know what? I ain't gonna allow the devil to draw me up out of here. I said, if I had a left, I would have never made no sales. The sales that I got, I would have never made them because I ended up having to leave because I had to go to the little girl's room. Okay, and at that time, that's when all it's just people was just pouring in, going into the stores, and I was saying, "Yay! Look at all these people!" And the next thing you know, my bladder, I had to go. But the police were over there, and whatever they were doing, I said, I started to go because I said, if the police see me over here, I don't want them coming over here with a big scene talking about, what you're doing over here, where's your permit and all this stuff. But then I said, no. I said, no, I ain't gonna go because if I'm not supposed to be here, I'll wait and just see what happens. And that way I know if I want to come again, I can actually come again and I'll be okay. So I stayed there the whole time the police was there. They turned around, they came up the street. They never said a thing to me. They never said anything. So I just said, well, maybe, maybe they don't care. Maybe they were so engrossed in what they were doing. Maybe they didn't pay attention. But all I know is that they did come past and they didn't say anything, you know. And the other thing is that when I was saying in the video that I started selling on Friday, like Friday before Valentine's Day, I was already actually selling before then. I had already started like the I think it was either the week or the yeah, about a week or week and a half prior to me being out there because I had already had orders and I was already um, had sales, and all I needed to do was for the people to pick them up and to drop them off, whichever way it needed to go. But I was already selling. What I meant was that I had began selling outside, on, in the community is what I meant. I had already been selling. But then when I was selling on Friday, when I was saying that Friday was the first day that I began selling, I meant that I just began to go out into the community and the way that I was doing it with my table set up. That's what I meant that that was the first time I began selling. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure you got that because in my video prior to that, I had already said that I was selling, which I was. I was selling, but I only meant that I was selling um, again, let me get to my daughter. I think you guys get the point that on Friday, prior to Valentine's Day, I was meant that I was going out selling um, in the community, in my yard, and then again at that location. Okay, so that's all I just wanted to mention to you guys because I forgot to mention those in my last video. Okay, and I didn't want to wait again till I mean, I'll be back on to next week, and I didn't want that to be old news to you guys. So anyway, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a blessed rest of the day and a week ahead. All right, bye bye.